Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babbles, episode 379. I'm Chris Adams, taking the master, joined by.
RPG Maniac 05.
And Trioptical. Oh my gosh. It's the podcast.
In the darkest timeline.
So, a mini abridged episode or something. Explain it, Trioptical, and stuff.
Tuesday is raid night, which means there's only an hour to do podcasts because RPG's schedule is all over the place, and we're just busy now, and it's the darkest timeline and everything. So, it's aimless as you know it, but shorter. So what you've been playing will include talk about things that we've been playing, but shorter. Rapid release response. We missed the beginning of October, but here we are, so we're going to do it, except since it's got to be shorter, it will be rapid release responses.
You're explaining too much!
And then finally, news, which will be shorter.
Okay, so yeah, what you've been playing. Actually, you go for Trioptical, because I don't know how you want this to go. So, please by example.
It's just shorter.
Just don't talk as much as you usually do. That's
fine. Metroid, wow, Samus Returns.
Next person!
RPG. Metroid Samus Returns, there was like 40 or 30. I don't know. I had it, and then we didn't podcast, so I don't remember the number. But there's a good, decent amount of chunks of Metroids for you to hunt. It's still good. Final Fantasy IX is still amazing. Drive Club does a cool thing that no other racing game does, where it like gives you little challenges in between the race, so you like never really get bored, or you have stuff to do in between, like beating down the AI driving cars, or I'm sorry, AI opponent cars, and it's like it's a shame that it was not or that was like so attacked or just destroyed when it came out. It never really got like its fair shake. Maybe it did. Whatever.
Yeah.
I played it way later, so what do I know? And then Destiny 2 is pretty much Destiny with
a 2 in it.
With the same game.
Like poop, basically. Like.
But you would agree that it's better, right? Like it feels better.
Yes, it's pretty much the same game, but better. And it's if you didn't like the first one, you're not gonna like this one, because it's basically the same thing of like you get to the end game and it's like do trials, do Iron Banner, do the raid, do whatever. Basically have like 2 lanes on the highway. One is PvE, one's PvP. And then like you can either make a choice to do both of them or one of them or neither of them, and then that's pretty much the game. And it's basically I mean, it's weird because like in some regards it's more refined, but in other regards it's more stripped down as far as like actual like customization and blah blah blah. But you can make shaders and everything, but then you don't have to like worry about upgrading your guns, or they have different stat rolls. But then stuff is like more refined and like less friction, because you can just you seem to go up in light level faster, and it's less until you reach like 265. After 265, there's a bit of it. Yeah, I was talking to Gamer about this before the podcast, but basically like he's all like, there's no grind, there are people that claim that have played this game that's like they claim there's no grind, but there is. Don't listen to them, they're lying, or they're wrong. And yeah, it's still F from Destiny, and F that game. I mean, I play it and I don't like it. I mean, but I get to play with my friends, and that's all that matters in Darkest Timeline. Is, knowing that if well, I'll just avoid making a weird analogy, but
Do it.
If Destiny 2 did turn into a death game, I would be there to save them and save us all, hopefully.
How's that a weird analogy?
Because the other analogy I was going to make was in the Darkest Timeline, if we all die, and it's like the Narnia series, and we wake up in Narnia. We're not going to wake up in Narnia. We're going to wake up in the tower. But I don't wake up in the tower because F Destiny and F that universe. So yeah, there's a lot of places I'd rather wake up in and be like, oh man, I'm dead, but I'm not dead, or am I dead? Whatever. I don't know, because I think it's just a dream. Woo! And I'm here in the tower, but I want to be in the tower because F Destiny. Oh.
That would be sort of weird because like the world of Destiny is like really post-apocalyptic, and basically everyone is zombies, and but
Except
super powered.
Zombies are good.
Yeah, the zombies are the good guys, and you're fighting aliens. So it's literally a zombies versus aliens game. Insane.
We prepared ourselves for this.
So yeah, that's all I've been playing.
See, that wasn't so hard.
The short mini bite-sized edition. ...
Basically, indeed. I have played all the regular stuff, so Destiny, Paragon, whatever. But I've been playing kind of retro games because I've been playing through Edge's 100 Greatest Video Games.
That's not retro.
I've done 6 of them. No, wait, I've done 5 of them. Her Story was really amazing. If you have not played that one, you should check it out. It is a strange... I consider it more of a game than Three-Fourths Home. Although I think most of the game happens in your mind, and it's just like it is trippy, but it's really cool. If you haven't seen it, have you seen it?
Isn't it like
Have
an
either seen it?
thing? I haven't seen it. I've just seen screenshots of it.
It's not really an FM, like it is like everything that you watch is FMV, but it's basically a database that you're searching through, and that's kind of it. And at some point, the game kind of asks you, "Are you done?" And you just say yes or no, and then that's the end of the game. And I can't say any more without like giving it away, and then you just be like, "Well, there's no point in playing this." But yeah, it's really neat. You gotta check it out. And then the other one that surprised me was Final Fantasy XII, which is the only Final Fantasy game on this top 100 list. And I was like, that's crazy.
That's what makes it not legitimate.
I was about to say this disqualifies this list because 12 is obviously like
Not
choice.
good.
Well, so I was reading it. It's like, okay, so why is it this one? You know, this one I remember playing it when it launched. I got it at launch. I have like the fancy Steelbox version, and I never really got anywhere in that game. And I don't know if it was subject matter or just like the way it played. It was just like it didn't. 10 I actually finished. That's super rare. So 10 was really cool. This came after 10, I guess. So maybe that's the challenge for me. If it draws me in and actually finish it, then it's like one that I really liked. And if it doesn't, then I only kind of liked it, depending on how far I got. And 12 I got nowhere, so I must not have liked it. But surprisingly, like this time playing it, I was like, it is tickling my brain in a different way than it did back in the day. Or in a way that it didn't do back in the day. The gambit system, like I never understood it at all. I just sort of was like, okay, so it's for you to tell your AI what to do, right? Somewhat.
It's just, it's complicated because it wasn't executed the same way that the Zodiac Age one is done. So,
the Zodiac Age one is different then.
It's enhanced a bit to make it not suck, basically.
Wait, what's different? Like just one example.
Well, for one, the options that are available to you at the beginning and the number of options in general. There's more like fine tuning to like targets and that type of things. But before it was kind of like all over the place. And the same thing with the license board. I think that's that thing, because they did the same thing with that one. Like they fine tuned it a bit to make it more like focused. So now, like the different like that 12 class, is it 12 classes? That the little job system thing that they have going on, like now it's like more focused on like, oh, okay, if you're this type of person, if you're this class, you can do these certain things and that kind of thing, and like it's a bit more focused. Although I think you can eventually just open up all the classes for everybody anyway and turn it into what it was in the last game, but still it's more focused this time.
Yeah, well, that part I felt more pressure on, because I think in the past, in the original, you just started somewhere, right? And it was everyone was on the same board. Is that how it worked? Anyways, like the gambit system, I found, well, I haven't been feeling well, and so it was really cool to play Final Fantasy XII with the gambit system turned on for every single character. Because I think one of the things that bugged me back in the day was like, why do So I'm just going over to these enemies, and I'm not going to use any of my mana or whatever on them, so I'm just going to attack. So I have to run over. Everything sort of pauses a moment while I pull out my weapons, and then I have to push X, which really pauses everything, and then select my like target, and then I can let it go, and he'll like attack until it's dead. But then I have to push X again, pause everything, and then like select the next target. And it's like, can't it just do all this on its own? Like this. Maybe it's Final Fantasy XIII's auto attack thing. Like I'm just sort of lazy with these games now, and so with the Gambit system I started playing around with, it's like, oh, this is really cool. Like I can set it up so that I'm not even using any buttons now. I'm just like walking around, and everyone takes care of themselves, and they attack everything by themselves, and I'm just sort of navigating through these dungeons. So I guess the original wasn't like that. I have no idea why it's on the list then. That's weird.
Because people love Star Wars.
They did not mention the story at all in their article. All they said was like
Gambit's chapter is basically me going through a dungeon, watching the game play itself. That does not sound fun at all.
That's exactly what it is.
That's after you've done the programming part. And I think the programming part was really interesting to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's really neat. And then I just like programmed it. I could see how I could have done it wrong because the way it was working is like, wow, this is working really well. Like, basically, these are the things that I would be doing, except it's doing it all automatically, and it's great.
No, great for lazy people like you, yes. But for those of us who actually like to play our games, it's like, well, this just took all the control out of my hands.
I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to program it to play itself.
I don't want to do any.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. RPG.
Well, I only been playing the 2 games over the past like 20 weeks that we've been out of commission because reasons. But so I got Cold Step Saga or Cold Step Revolt, for the 3DS, and still pretty early in it, but it's pretty much what you would expect from Japan's take on Monopoly because they turn everything into a battle anime when they get the opportunity. So they're just like everybody fights. So it's pretty much that, but so I'm still early in that, so nothing really special to report on that front. But Danganronpa V3 has come out since our last podcast, and so I've been working my way through that. I'm in chapter 5 now, which is usually like either like the penultimate chapter or like the last chapter in these games. I forget. So I'm pretty close to the ending because most of the kids are dead anyway. So they can only do so much after the entire cast is gone. So there's a lot going on. There's some cool features that they've added to the Clash Trials and stuff now. Like some of the games have been revamped. I still don't like the Hangman Gambit one. I wish they just get rid of that one in total because it's just like meh. But the Psych Taxi kind of replaced the I forgot the name of the game in the last one, but it was like a semi snowboarding mini game that was kind of, it needed some tweaking, so they kind of used the Psych Taxi to replace that one. But you now have the ability to lie in the trials by like holding down the triangle button on the truth bullets, and then it'll turn into the opposite
lie bullets.
They would turn into lie bullets, yes. And it like initially when they first introduced it, it's just so you can like kind of, because there are specific parts where you need to lie, but then they introduce it where it's like you now have the ability to go through like back routes in the trials if you lie properly or something. So it's like you're not necessarily. So that means sometimes there is a right response to like the nonstop debates, but if you decide to lie and you do it right, then you can open up a back route where they'll kind of like steer the debate in a different direction and kind of like move the focus to different characters and stuff, and kind of like give you insights into other parts of the murder and all that other stuff. So that's kind of cool. So and then let's see,
inverse proofs, is that what they're called?
Inverse proofs? What? No, it's just called a lie. What's happening right now? What's going on here? But yeah, so that's pretty cool. it kind of seems like a semi, like the way they did it, or the way they've been doing the cases and the whole, like the game so far, kind of seems like a semi reboot of the series that still takes place after, like it's still like a follow up, but still like a semi reboot kind of thing. That's even a thing, but it's kind of like that because like a lot of the elements that they used from the previous game, they've kind of like deconstructed or like kind of like turned it or like kind of like turned it on its head a bit, because there's things where it's just like, oh, that's pretty cool, because like even in the first trial, which, spoiler alert, if you're playing the game, you should stop listening like right now. Stop right now. Right now, stop it, okay, headphones off, and all right. Good, because like in the first trial, it turns out that the killer is the person that you're playing as. So then the story then shifts over to another character for you to take control as after that chapter. But then there's, because like they kind of played around with that kind of thing before, where it's like, oh, this is going, because and even like the thing like the double murders and stuff like that, they've kind of like played around with who and how and all that fun stuff. So it's kind of cool that they've played with the formula and everything, so I've been enjoying that. But yeah, like I said, I'm in chapter 5 now, so I think I'm like pretty close to the end now. So we'll start learning all the secrets of the world and why this new killing game has started and what the ultimate hunt is and all that other fun stuff. So all the fun times are happening, and then they introduced these new Monokuma Cub things, and I don't know how I feel about them. So they're not great, but it's okay because most of them die over the course of the game. So murder solves everything is the lesson to be learned. So. Is the lesson to be learned. It's like, when in doubt, kill. So. But yeah, that's been fun times. And then like I said, they've added new elements. Like now, some of the nonstop debates involve 3 characters. Like you have to like pick out the contradicting statement while 3 people are basically arguing amongst themselves. And then there's like a new debate thing where like the trial is split up into 2 different parties of people, and then you have to point out the keywords in each one, and then it's like a torpedo kind of like shooting down their arguments sort of thing. So, but yeah, it's a fun time. I am enjoying it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing though, because Danganronpa. It's pretty much like me trying to play another game while Persona 5 was out. It's like, why would I do that? So that's
cool. See, that's what we call a shortened what you been playing.
Well, I mean, I've never spent that much time when I was doing. Usually takes like a butt ton of time whenever you're doing. So
me like, too. But yeah, so now we are on to a special rapid release responses. Rapid release responses. Whatever. So we're gonna try to save as much time as we can here. Today is October 10th. So, because of that, we will quickly breeze through the games that should have already been released. And it should be pretty obvious which ones are and which ones are and which ones are First off, October 2nd, apparently The Hunter Call of the Wild came out on PS4 and Xbox One, which is a hunting sim, looks like. A game called Twin Robots came out on October 3rd. Twin Robots is a platformer where you control.
No.
Okay, cool. Everest VR came up on PS4 on October 3rd, as well as an episode of Batman the Enemy Within. A game called Battle Chasers Night War came out on PS4 and PC. And Cul-de-sac.
Dang it, Telltale, they're not automatically downloading whatever.
Episode 2, The Pact.
Damn it.
You missed it. As well as Cul-de-sac Revolt, heard a little bit about that earlier, and Dragon's Dogma Arisen. Dark Arisen.
Wait, what? Doesn't that already exist? Why is that?
Remastered it.
Remasters.
Again?
Yep.
You've been around. You understand what's going on. And then, there was more on October 3rd. That was a big day. Mystic Bell, Mystik Belle. That is a lighthearted hybrid of a point-and-click adventure and a Metroidvania platformer.
No.
Super Beat Sonic came out on Switch. A game called Expand came out on PS4. A meditative video game in which you explore a circular labyrinth. And then a game called Judge, Jydge, with a robot-looking dude here. Top-down twin-stick shooter game where the player gets to build cybernetic judge.
No. You said top-down twin shooter. I was just like, nah, brah.
There was also Detention on October 3rd. This one I'm interested in. This apparently takes place in 1960s Taiwan or something. Horror game.
Like psychological horror or like we gonna die, or
like Asian style horror game.
I don't know what that means.
Was unhelpful, as this show usually is, as we tend to say. It's mostly for entertainment purposes and not really for information.
What's the genre?
Which one? Detention?
No. When you just dazed and confused one. Like the movie with that guy who's an awful actor, but he won an award for something anyway.
It says first-person VR.
Oh, I don't have VR, so I guess not on that one.
Raiden 5 came out on October 10th, which is today, so that's out today.
Metal Gear Solid, yay!
So we can slow down a bit, because we have reached the present. Alright, also October 10th, Toho Kobuto 5 Burst Battle for PS4 and Switch.
Sounds like something I would love because it sounds super Japanesey.
Bullet Hell shoot 'em up taking place in the
No! I was lied to.
You were bamboozled.
I fell for the ruse.
Middle Earth Shadow of War, PS4, Xbox One, PC.
Well, until the stories about the microtransactions that ruined the in-game came out, I was all on board that train, and then it got derailed, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
Microtransactions for what?
That is, we'll get to that in the news. That's been a big thing these past months. I don't know how long.
Are the cancer, as we had talked about many weeks ago, of this industry. And
I don't know how long we've been off.
Detention looks weird.
Cyber Dimension Neptunia 4, Goddesses Online.
Yes,
They're online now?
I guess so.
Kinky.
Never. A game called The Invisible Hours on PS4 and PC.
What is it?
Murder mystery, where you're free to explore a web of interwoven stories set within a sprawling something.
You have to continue. You have to continue. You had
I click it and it says sprawling mansion.
That didn't answer anything. That answered nothing.
Come on, make your decision. Are you gonna buy it? Are you gonna throw down the money?
I may possibly. What's it called again?
The Invisible Hours. Just remember the tagline: "Seeing is believing." Woo!
Isn't that the X-Files tagline?
Is that?
That's just like confusing.
Seeing is believing is not the X-Files thingy. I think
the
X-Files
sounds
tagline
X-Files.
is I want to believe.
Believing, I want to believe. It's all the same thing. We're all believing in something. We're all believing in something. Ooh, the Invisible Hours is only $30, so. Oh no! I think it's virtual a VR game. No!
Time to jump on board that train.
And I think it's also made by the stick to the sexy brutality. No!
Also, October 10th, Raid World War II, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I'm too sad right now.
Set in the Second World War era, Raid World War II is an action-packed 4-player co-op shooter.
I'm too sad right now.
What no, thank you.
Shooter.
Yeah.
Another episode of Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale series, episode 4 is out. Who Needs You?
You need me.
Is the title. Stereo Aereo came out for PS4 today. Is a rhythm and story-driven space arcade shooter that is inspired by the pop culture influences of the 80s.
Interesting.
Maybe. That seems kind of fun. Radial G Racing Revolved for PS4. Climb into a cockpit of a futuristic racecraft and tear up the anti-grav track.
Not Wipeout. No, thank you.
Nah,
You said it's not Wipeout. It's funny because
it's not Wipeout. Always Sometimes Monsters for PS4.
What?
Out of money and out of luck, you find yourself heartbroken and on the verge of collapse.
I think you can tweeted about this game.
Oh, that sounds dark.
It's been out a while on PC, I think. It sounds... I understand it's quite good.
I'm sure it'll be,
Wow.
I'm sure it'll be very cheap in a flash sale in the near
You said
future.
always.
So,
You said sometimes, always monsters. Always, sometimes monsters.
Always Sometimes Monsters.
To the internet.
Funny that this word should pop up as the title of a game, Revolve, which was just used to describe Radial G, is a game coming out on PS4 today. It came out today.
I don't know what that is. What is
Is
that?
a physics-based action puzzle platformer.
Oh,
puzzles, no thanks.
I do like puzzles, and I love physics.
A game called Fort Defense for PS4 and Vita. All hands on deck. Pirate Armada dead ahead.
Gross.
Take part in an uncompromising,
Just gross.
not helpful at all. Raw Data came out on PS4. Built from the ground up for virtual reality. Raw Data's action, combat mechanics, sci-fi atmosphere, intuitive controls, and they use too many descriptors, so we don't know what it is.
It looks like Always Sometimes Monsters look kind of like that one game. What's it called? That Sunlight one that was awful because it wasn't really a game.
Three-Fourths Home?
No, the Sunlight one. Like it was free one of those months on PlayStation Plus. It was like something Sunlight and was about this guy who wanted to commit suicide because his life was out of order. But it was basically just you reading about how terrible his life was.
I didn't play that one, so I don't remember what it's called.
Don't really play it. You so much as you just.
I did not.
It happens. it's like I don't.
I don't know.
But Always Sometimes Monsters though, it's only $10. I could probably just buy it and see.
October 11th. Oh, now into the future, so we can maybe slow down a little bit more. Game called Alteric for PS4 and PS Vita.
What is that?
Jump through boiling lava, run from perilous traps and saw blades, glide and climb through catacombs.
Why would you jump into boiling lava?
Through boiling. Yeah, why would you do that? I have no idea.
That sounds like a horrible, horrible time. Not to mention lava's like practically solid. That would be very pleasant.
I don't think you can actually jump into lava.
Yeah, it's like it'd be incredibly unpleasant for you if you can even get close enough to survive to jump into it to begin with. But jeez, haven't you learned nothing from Star Wars? Haven't you learned nothing?
Well, did they? No, anyway, Son of Scoregasm for PS Vita.
Oh, chicka wow, indeed.
Only you can destroy the evil space baddies and rescue the king of the Earth's beloved biscuit tin.
The hell? It has to do with food. Whatever.
The hell?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Oh,
what
man.
What is it called?
It was called Son of Scoregasm. You just wanted me to say the title again.
I did. And you did. Muhahaha. Ruse.
This one is called Miko Gakko Monogatari, which means Miko High School, or maybe Gakko is just school.
It sounds Japanese. I'm on board.
Tale. Kaida episode for PS4 and Vita. PS4 and PC.
It sounds super Japanesey. I'm on board.
It says, in a world where humans and yokai coexist, uppity second-year shrine maiden student Kaeda Yamabuki finds herself in a pinch.
I like yokai. I also like Japan. This is turning into something I might like. What is this game called again?
Miko Gakko Monogatari. That does not help you at all, does it?
It does not, because I can't spell in Japanese. I have no idea. I have no idea.
The next game is a game called Echo, PS4.
Like the dolphin?
And PC and Xbox One. It is not the dolphin.
Oh, that is just misleading.
After a century in stasis, the girl Ain arrives at her destination, a palace out of legend.
I don't know. I don't know what.
Do you want to be in a palace out of legend?
I mean, it depends. Are there yokai there? Because
maybe there are. Maybe there are.
There are. I think you're lying to me.
I don't know if I am.
Now, how do you spell Miko Gaiko Kakabakama Shimalama Ding Dong?
Mikogakou.
Wow, I butchered that. So, yeah. But not have ever found that game.
October 13th, The Evil Within 2 for PS4 and Xbox One and PC.
He loves that series.
Considering getting it, I'm just going to wait until there's more details on if it does or doesn't have DLC
so
later on.
I think a lot of embargoes ended today, so there was a lot of footage of it being played live. It was ridiculous. Also, October 13th, a game called Dungeons 3, PS4 and PC and Xbox One.
Nah, sounds too generic.
Too classic, you mean?
Nope, too generic.
Games used to be all called karate and hockey. No, sorry, ice hockey.
Basically, yes. Back in simpler times, before the darkest timeline.
There's a game called Bad Apple Wars for PS Vita.
Bad Apple Wars. Every day of my life, man.
It is a visual novel about the cycle of death and rebirth, and a tale about life and love.
When does this game come out?
October 13th.
Oh my goodness, that's like 3 days away. What's it called again?
You don't remember the title, really?
Sorry, you got me too excited when you said visual novel revolving around death and all that other stuff. I got excited.
Bad Apple Wars.
All right, the story of my life. All right, breathe.
And then White Noise 2 for PS4 and Xbox One, and I guess on PC as well.
White Noise 2, like the movie about the ghost?
Maybe. It says White Noise 2 is the sequel of the successful White Noise Online.
Is that an online game about the ghost? Like, I mean, it's like, I don't understand what's happening right now. What's going on?
I don't know. October 17th, Rogue Trooper Redux comes out on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. And probably PC.
Like a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up thingy, and I would not be on board with that nonsense.
So
Rogue Trooper.
This game is, since it was all like this game that y'all know and love is coming back, and it's like
from back in the day that nobody really remembers.
That's probably why. Oh my gosh, Tropical, you lied to me. Bad Apple Wars is an Otome game. Gross.
I just read what they've said on releases.com.
You got me all super excited, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, a new game. And then I was like, I'm basically romancing people to death.
Great.
Just like my life. Just like my life.
Less great. No More Heroes Allowed VR comes out on PS4.
Oh, I almost got excited when then you got to the end of that, and I was like, oh. Wow.
I want to see what it's like.
Way to destroy me again.
And then this game called, I want to say, Elex? E-L-E-X for PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
I guess it would be like Alex or something like that.
Well, however it's pronounced, it is a handcrafted action role-playing experience from the award-winning creators of the Gothic.
Oh wait, I think I saw a trailer for it somewhere, but it was like because they were like, "Oh, this game is releasing next month." I was like, "There was literally no media for this. How would anyone know what is happening? What are we doing now?"
Such is the way of things sometimes. Other VR game coming out. Megaton Rainfall is October 17th. You remember this? Tekken, do you remember this one?
I was dozing off. Could you repeat the game? I'm sorry.
Megaton Rainfall?
Oh yeah, this is a superhero one in VR, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh wait, Alex was the one that looked like the super generic game because it looked like they took every type of role-playing game that ever exists and smashed it all up into one. So it's just like you have your portions that look like Mass Effect, then your portions that look like Elder Scrolls, then your portions that look like Dark Souls. You got your portions that look like it's just like we don't know what we want to be, so we're just gonna smash everything together. We hope for the best. So, yeah, not buying.
They shouldn't, but they could put a Dragon Age planet in Mass Effect.
That would be interesting, actually.
All right, skim past this one. WWE 2K18, PS4, Xbox One, PC. South Park, The Fractured But Whole, PS4, Xbox One, PC.
Yes, but only because of the hilariousness that might be involved in the story portions, because South Park I'm not like a particular fan of, but I was pretty amused by the trailer stuff, and they were doing like the whole dividing up the release calendars for the superheroes and stuff, and I was like, haha, hilarious. You're hilarious, and you get to make your own superhero, so also that.
And the big one, Gran Turismo Sport, comes out on PS4, October 17th. That is so soon. That demo is amazing. You gotta check out that demo.
I don't believe in demos.
It's great. And then the Jackbox Party Pack 4 for PS4. I'm not going to read that one. That one requires no explanation.
Yeah, it's like I don't think anybody wants that. So,
Actually, no, those games are really good.
No, they aren't. Stop lying.
The next one is Real Farm on October 20th. PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Is this a simulator of some sort?
Grow your way to success in Real Farm Sim. The most immersive agricultural sim around. Oh.
I mean, they say that, but then Farm Simulator's like, hey, hold my beer, brah. And then, I don't know.
4K countryside.
I don't know, man. What do we do, man? Is there like online farming fun? I don't know. What is life?
SingStar Celebration comes out October 24th.
No.
No. The Chaos Child, PS4 and Vita on October.
I am semi-interested in this because it is a visual novel and it's all about you being cuckoo banana pants, kind of. So I was like, I am already cuckoo banana pants, so this might work.
Maybe it will.
But I forgot if it's like even available physically. I think you have to buy it digitally, which I'm not.
May just be digital.
I think so. So I'm kind of like, do I want to do that? So we'll see. We shall see.
Then October 24th also includes The Inner World, The Last Wind Monk. Is that like Avatar, but not really?
I just about to say, they're just like
the people who made Avatar left their studio and then wanted to make Avatar.
It's like the plane of the finishers or something kind of scenario.
Well, it says the Flute-Nosed Dynasty has been watching over Asposia for centuries on end. In secret, they fill the roly-poly world with light and life. Not useful.
Did not. I was to say that explained nothing to me. I don't.
Then we got Yomawari, Midnight Shadows for PS4, PC, and Vita.
Kina's always talking about how great the other one is, so it's like semi-difficult though. So I don't know. Maybe. I am into like horror and adventuring. And eating is...
No way. October 24th also sees the release of Road Rage for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Road Rage, you say?
And if that reminds you of something, the box art is dudes on motorcycles with weapons. No one? Nothing?
Could you repeat that, Jonathan?
Road Rage? PS4,
like
Xbox One, and PC?
Did we talk about this before when it was like the old one, right? On the motorcycle?
It looks like the old one.
I don't know.
We'll see.
The old one is really old, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, it has not really aged well. The D, and you think, oh, I've had enough.
I love
D. There won't be any unforeseen consequences. That D will change you forever.
Feel the D within you.
Just like it did me.
Just let it fill you up.
What?
What? What are we talking about?
Games! October 24th. Knights of Azure 2, Bride of the New Moon. PS4, Switch, and PC.
Then yes.
Good. Don't let that feel you up. Deer Hunter Reloaded, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Or no PC, just the two consoles. That's deer hunting. Pixel Junk VR Dead Hungry for PS4.
That's an odd title for a game.
Yes, it is.
I'm excited about this one.
We Starve Together. The Animiku's edition.
Something called 8-Bit Armies is coming out on PS4. Is a retro CNC-style real-time strategy game for the PC. Coming out on PS4. Okay. Ooh, Hidden Agenda comes out on October 24th for PS4.
I heard it.
I am excited about this one.
Wait, which game?
Hidden Agenda.
Why does that sound familiar?
It is a narrative-driven crime thriller designed for multiple players to decide the next course of action using their smartphones.
Oh yeah, that's why it sounds familiar. Right up until you said smartphones, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't wanna because reasons. I don't wanna.
I wonder if you can play it like over the internet with the smartphones. I think that would be kind of cool.
But how does it work though? Because it's like, so wait, you just like hook, like, yeah, I don't know. How does this party game?
It's like somehow the smartphones are networked to the console, and then you like enter your inputs on the smartphone instead of a controller. So it's like, well, if it's on the network, like, can't the phones be theoretically anywhere?
Yes. You cannot trust anybody then. Interesting. I might actually... I did have to buy a new too, so I can actually participate and be all, guys, I'm going to steer us in the wrong direction because I'm evil. But this is made by the same people that made that one game, right?
Until Dawn, yep.
Yes, and I loved Until Dawn, so it can't possibly be bad. High expectations, people. High expectations. No pressure.
Knowledge is Power is another PlayLink game coming out on the same day for PS4. And then a game called Numantia is coming out on PS4 on the day after. Okay. It is a turn-based strategy set in the Iberian Peninsula during 154 BC.
I feel like you just made all these things up.
I can see that because October, so there's a lot of games and everyone's got to get out there. So, like for this next one, I'm not even gonna read the title. I'll just spell it. It's AER. Ear. PS4 and PC.
How do you spell that other one? The new whatchamafacema.
Numantia?
That one.
Numantia.
TIA.
October 27th, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. PS4, PC, Xbox One. Looks really cool. Haven't finished the first one. Or the second one. Which was that mini one in the middle.
Well, then how are you going to be all excited if you didn't even finish it?
I know. Gotta go and play stuff. Which is why we're going so quickly right now. We're kind of losing steam, though. And we don't have much time left because raid night usually starts soon. So,
I mean, you guys could still start playing. It's not like you need to actually... It's like the world's not going to come to an end.
We'll see. Assassin's Creed Origins comes out on October 27th also. PS4, PC, Xbox One. Super Mario Odyssey comes out on the Switch that day, so that's pretty exciting. Something called Beast Quest for PS4 and PC and Xbox One. Mythical Land of Avantia is in dire need of dark magic. In dire need, as dark magic has corrupted the towering noble creatures of the realm.
I just wanted to say, why would you want dark magic? What would you usually try to get rid of?
Sometimes you need black magic. And also, I guess October 31st, Final Fantasy 15 Compadres comes out. Is that what it's called? No, it's called Comrades.
I don't think it's called Compadres.
It's called Comrades. It's the multiplayer
appropriate nonetheless.
As well as another game called Spin Tires Mud Runner, which I think looks fantastic. It's there was a show, right? Like Dangerous Truck Driving or something. Like that's basically the game. And then there's only one game in a category that we care about that doesn't have a release date, but is supposed to come out in October, and that is Fallout 4 VR for PS4, PC, and all the VR platforms there.
I thought you were going to say a different game when you said all of us might be interested. You know how I feel about Fallout, so I don't.
I was totally wrong. That is the releases for October. I hope you found something useful out of that. I know that RPG now has many titles. He said he had no titles in October. You said you had no titles in October.
I said I only had like one more game, and that was Knights of Azure 2. Oh. But I mean, after that, that's why I was like, I didn't know if there was, because when you were like, oh, there's so many, I was like, I only have the one game, so.
There are so many.
I mean, even out of all of that, I probably only would end up getting like maybe Hidden Agendas and that one game, the Chaos Child, possibly. But other than that, it's like nothing really was just like, oh my gosh, I need to get it all. Pokemon! That kind of thing.
The Gran Turismo demo out right now for PlayStation Plus members is really amazing. Like, it's an amazing demo. Like, you know, you have expectations for the game, so you sort of know that that's going to be, depending on how you feel about Gran Turismo, it's going to be amazing. But, like, the demo is really amazing. It just, like, it's a chunk of the campaign. You can play online stuff. You can play arcade mode. You can just, like, do all this stuff in the demo. It is a really giant demo, though. It's like 40-some gigs. But there's a lot of stuff in it. And it showed me one really cool thing. Load times, which have always been something that people complained about for the past few Gran Turismos anyway, like, they have shortened. There are some places where there are no load times. Like, during the license test, you can go from license test to license test trial without loading. Because it's on the same stretch of road. They just, changed the obstacles. And it's like, that is so cool. It is, yeah, I can't wait. It looks really good.
Tropical can't wait, guys. That means it must be good. He said sarcastically.
All right. We got a little time for the news. Or Who's on PSN? Tekken, you on PSN?
They're all
Yes, I
there.
am.
They're all there.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you don't need to like talk during the first parts of the raid. That's usually the easy part.
I think. Well, we'll see. So the news right now, like one of the big things that's happened, besides Fortnite essentially outright copying PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and now is like a game that people care about, and had apparently like the most concurrent players that it's ever had since it launched. By the way, PUBG has done that. They're at like 2 million something. It's insane. The biggest thing that I saw a lot of news about this interim was all the loot crate stuff. Like every game is getting loot crates. Shadow of War has loot crates, and like Forza 7 has loot crates, and Battlefront 2 is something that people are talking about. Like that one has loot crates, and just like the original Battlefront, if you don't get the right drops, then like you can be severely underpowered compared to the same, like other people using the same class around the same level, but maybe they got the drops, and so they have like better everything than you do. And it has reignited the about pay to play and how much friction is too much friction. And like Assassin's Creed Origins has loot crates. It is the whole thing again.
The whole thing again. Talking about that, because I saw like somebody do like that meme thing with the paintings.
Oh, it's a different one.
And it's just like, because like they were like, oh, games, because I guess it like went like and they were like, oh, I updated it for the current Gamescape, and it's like, because like it started off where it's like you have the picture of the Mona Lisa, and then like on the sides it has expansion pack and an expansion pack, and they're like completely different like paintings and stuff. And this is like in 1999, and then like as you went through the years, it was just like pieces of the painting started to become DLC and stuff, and then like the last one is just like a chunk of the painting is missing, and then on the side is a slot machine, and it's just like good luck. It's just like dated.
I mean, I can see that way as well. Like, I don't know where I fall on this. On the one hand, I sort of like Battlefront. I think is when it really changes the way that you play or like be competitive, then it becomes a problem. But I don't really know if it changes it that much. Like I tend to give the benefit of a doubt to developers. So, for example, with balance, like I just feel like it probably is balanced somehow, just not in an obvious way. So it feels like it's unbalanced. But if you can figure it out, then you can balance. Like Paragon is the one I always go to. It's like if people are saying that a character is just like totally useless, then in my mind, I always feel like challenge accepted to figure out like how to make that character work. So I kind of get the same urge when I see these things, but then I don't really know because I haven't played any of them that much. Or many of them are not even out yet. We're just like hearing things. It's like, rage.
Well, you know our industry and the audience, and they love to rage. I love to rage. I want to flip over a table right now, but I can't find one. I don't have a table.
Me too. Apparently Tamagotchis are going back on sale.
They are.
Why? No one can say. Probably because of like SNES Classic and things like that. It's like, oh, everything can come back now. It is time. Our childhoods
are coming back. Yay.
20 years have passed. It is time for everything to return. What did you say? Like God Eater 3 was announced?
God Eater 3 got announced, guys. It got announced. And it looks kind of similar to Code Vein, interestingly enough. But it's the same development team, so I guess that makes sense. So it seems more fluid and actiony, so should be interesting. So I was like, that came out of nowhere though, because I didn't expect him to, because he just kind of just announced it and just like, yeah, it's happening, guys. It's happening. So
Um, Nintendo World Championships has happened recently, and they did a cool thing, sort of like that movie where the kids travel across the country, and then like at the end they have to play Super Mario Brothers 3,
like
which
the
was
wizard
not
or
even
something.
at the time.
Or
They did stuff like that at Nintendo World Championship. So
they
like
forced kids to travel across the country and then play in a series of games, and that doesn't sound
no,
fun.
but they like some of the rounds were like playing things that no one has seen before yet, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Apparently, like that's Nintendo's esports. So if you're interested in esports and how it could be different, like
I don't know
Nintendo
about
is doing it
that.
differently.
Sounded cool. That just seems like a glorified commercial, but whatever.
They made them, so.
I'm just saying because I will never forget. I wanted to get Super Mario Bros. 3, and my mom never got it for me, and I will forever be the what's that word called? There's a word for that. Well, oppression is a harsh term, but my brain is having trouble thinking. I've been up like over 12 hours playing Destiny, but I was that one word as a child, and I did not get Super Mario Bros. 3 as a child. So yeah, I'll never get that.
Well, speaking of Destiny, Iron Banner is going on right now, and it is called by Saladin, right?
Mm-hmm.
The voice actor who plays Saladin plays Reaper in Overwatch, and I guess they put in a cool Overwatch Easter egg in Iron Banner if you get a 20 kill streak, or like you get 20 kills without dying. He breaks into Reaper. It's weird, but I was like, that's kind of cool for fans of both.
I was deprived. That's the word. I was deprived as a child.
Deprived.
By never having to remember.
If you like having exclusive banners in Destiny 2, or emblems, sorry, there are ways to get them. Bungie's store, they sell little pins and stuff, and if you buy them, you get special emblems. And the new one is if you buy the Mega Blocks, Destiny Mega Blocks, you get a Lego-looking one in the game.
So it's like a amiibo.
A Mega Blocks looking one. No, it's not an amiibo. It's just a code. It doesn't do anything. It's just
well, then it's worthless.
If you're like that. Sale going on now is the PlayStation VR sale. So if you got VR, check that out. Pretty good ones, pretty cheap now. Drive Club VR is pretty cheap, although I don't know if I recommend that one. But yeah, I saw a bunch of good ones. Those are good. And then this is the month of Halloween, so a lot of games are doing their in-game Halloween thing. Paragon has it. We saw that today. Pretty cool. They made the map all spooky with, not just visually, sound effects are totally different too. And it's scary when you're alone in the jungle.
You don't know who's behind you. Yeah,
because really, you can die in the jungle. Usually it's just psychological. Now it's both. Infinite Warfare we might be carrying people in the raid, or we might be doing Iron Banner if we have lots of people who want to raid, and it's hard to say.
He doesn't know.
Go watch Tekken.
Go watch Tekken.
How about that? Almost an hour. That was the whole podcast in almost an hour. We can do it.
Skills.
Oh, man. Yeah, we've been having connection issues for some reason on the stream, but whatever.
Oh, man.
That's
oh, no.
People didn't hear it?
No, I'm just saying, there's just been times where it's the connection's dropped for some reason, so I'm not sure what's up with that.
Well, yeah, I was thinking, because... So what is the schedule now? We don't know, right? Nope. Too much stuff is happening with RPG.
Tuesday, it's so RPG. What days you work this week?
Operation Maple Syrup is good, yeah?
Not exactly.
Okay, so
it's hell or high water. I needed to GTFO. That is my response to that.
I believe the era of Aimless Babel Z is over. And the era of Aimless in the Darkest Timeline has begun.
Yeah, Tropical tweeted that, and I was like, Tropical's crazy. Tropical's like lost his mind or something. And I was like, what? I don't even know how to process this right now.
ADT in the darkest timeline.
ADT is a security service RPG.
We're gonna get sued. Yeah.
Aimless in the Darkest Timeline. Yeah, I was thinking of an easy way to have little segments every week. Tips, topics, rapid.
Rapid.
Oh, I thought we already wrapped it up.
It's gonna be a pain. There's like so many, whatever.
It broke into little pieces.
Yes.
No.
I mean, it's only an hour, so it's like at the end of the day.
That's true.
At least there's that.
It's easier, yeah.
We did good. Good jobs all around.
Yay. Thanks.
Okay, so yeah, check us out. Aimless Publicity, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Whatever. I'm tired. Whatever. I've been up all day playing Destiny 2. Ugh. I hate to hear to say that. Anything to say before we sign off? RPG.
Welcome to the darkest timeline.
Anything to say?
80T.
Anything to say before we sign off, Tropical?
I think I've said my thing.
Okay, so yeah, until you see or hear from us again, Aimless Babel Z, and we're now signing off. That D will change you.